So I'm Sadie, and I've obviously just created Just a Girl with BPD. It's just really a place to create a safe place for people, you know, who struggle with their mental health. Just a place to be understood. One of the things I found, you know, growing up is that no one really understood you, so you had to pretend to be something you weren't. I've not been long diagnosed. I think it was about 2022. I was diagnosed with BPD, CPTSD, depression, anxiety and ADHD. So I didn't really know what was wrong with me most of my life, but obviously I knew there was something wrong. I look a bit of a mess today. I've just been to the gym, just finished doing the horse. Before I do the video, it's nice peaceful out here. So I was diagnosed 2022. I'm sure as most of you, I'm obviously from the UK. I'm sure most of you have also discovered there's not really a lot of help out there. As soon as you mention BPD, no one really wants to help. You know, I understand we all have rage episodes, but it doesn't mean we don't deserve to be helped. So I had to do most of it on my own, you know, working out what was wrong with me, my triggers and stuff like that, but becoming self-aware. Pretty much. I'm single at the moment. I have just gone for a breakup. I broke up with him middle of January. As I was learning to heal and grow, I discovered that the relationship was very toxic and abusive. And when I asked him to grow with me, he wasn't interested. He was quite happy being abusive and toxic. That was very hard, as I'm sure most of you are aware, with breakups. There'll be some videos I'll make on how, you know, I helped get through it, and like things I'd done and everything like that. But I just my main goal is to kind of create a space where people are understood. I also want to open up or start my own charity in the future for people who suffer with mental health, and getting them involved in animals. As you can hear, that's my horse behind me. Animal therapy, just a safe space where they can come and talk, and you know, because sometimes it's nice just to get away from life and reality for a little while. So that's what I'm looking to do in the future. But at the moment I've opened these pages just to kind of make some videos to help people. You know, if I help one person, it's better than helping 0 people. That's how I look at it. You know, people have said I'm good when it comes to mental health. So I am employed full-time, so I do hold down a job. I've held that job down for 8 years. I've also had wobbles with the job. Had a current one a couple of weeks ago. As you know, it can be hard to hold down a full-time job while having mental health, and if you don't, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's extremely hard. Having BPD is pretty much the same exhaustion level as having a full-time job anyway, and that's before you add everything else on top of that. So that's genuinely what this page is going to be about. Just thought I'd introduce myself, a little bit about me. I was going to upload a bit earlier, but I went up north to see some family, just to take some chill time. Had a wobble with work, and obviously with the breakup, after hearing something, you know, I didn't want to hear. So I took some time away to ground myself, bring myself back down. And that's why I am doing this video now, instead of when I said I was going to. So that's just about me, and I'll try and upload a couple of videos each week. To try and just have a watch. Obviously, everyone knows with BPD, we're not all the same. There's going to be videos that aren't going to be relevant to you, and that's okay. If there's anything you want me to talk about, please comment, leave a comment, and I will get around to making that video, because obviously I want to make content that helps people. That's the main thing for being here. I won't accept any nastiness on the page. We're all here to help each other, understand each other, and try and grow and better ourselves so that we can live with this horrible illness. So yeah, I won't have any nastiness, anything like that. I did try and open this page maybe a year ago, and I shut it down. One of the first messages I got was, you know, someone telling me to go unalive myself, which I didn't deal with very well, as you can imagine. I wasn't where I needed to be. So I won't put up with any of that this time around. That's not okay to be sending messages like that. You know, no matter how mentally ill you are, that's not okay to be telling someone to do that. So I won't have that. I also won't have people coming on saying, you know, all people with BPD are this and that. I'm not having that. Just because you've had one bad experience with someone with BPD doesn't mean we're all that way. Some of us do need to, you know, heal and grow, but also as a partner you need to understand, well, just try and understand your partner. Do you know what I mean? No one's perfect, even if you don't have BPD. Everyone has triggers, everyone has things they don't like, and you know, as a partner you should help with that. I'm not agreeing to, you know, abuse and toxicness and stuff like that, but you know, like the little things, like one of my things is someone reading my message and ignoring it. To me, I find that disrespectful. It's very triggering for me. It doesn't take 2 seconds to reply, even if you're busy, just to put I'm busy, we'll reply later. Yeah, to me, I find that disrespectful. That's one of mine. But the same as your partner will have things that they don't like either. You know, it's about understanding each other. So I won't have someone coming on saying, you know, their partner was this, that and whatever. Like I said, this is a safe space for people to help themselves and grow, because there's not a lot of help in the UK. I'm sure there's probably not a lot of help around the world for things like this. It's very painful. Mental health, you know, and we do need help, but unfortunately no one really wants to give it to us. So we have to help ourselves, and to be honest, I think that's the best kind of help, helping ourselves, because like we've done it, you've achieved it on your own, and there's a bigger sense of pride when doing it on your own, especially when there's people out there telling you you're going to fail, and you're worthless and you're not worth anything because you have BPD, which isn't true. Everyone's worth something, and people with BPD actually work harder to live their life than most people who don't, you know, have severe mental health. So, you know, be proud of yourself. You got up this morning, be proud of yourself. It's the little things, you know, it's not always about big steps. It's one of the things I'll go through in one of my videos, you know, about not overwhelming yourself, which makes you feel like you're drowning, but, you know, doing little things to get you to the end game, which is to be, you know, be able to live your life, be able to go out and do what you want to do. So yeah, so that's all about me, and yeah, until the next video, have a great day, and yeah, let's all go on and try and heal.